Hello, welcome to August 17th, 2023. It's a Thursday. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation, video, and exercise. Something that I do each and every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's now 4:37 a.m. I do this in order to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use this time to think about the last 24 hours, including last night. How did I sleep? And how did I wake through the last day? I finish by thinking about the coming day, planning for any challenges or opportunities I might be able to foresee, and readying myself for the unexpected. I then finish by readying myself for death. But before all of that, let's do two poems. We'll read from John Keats, we'll read yesterday's poem, and then we'll read today's poem. So yesterday's poem was a translation from Rosnard, which I really didn't understand. Let's see if I can understand it better this time. I'll just read it through. This is Pierre Rosnard, the French poet. Here we go. That's what he's apparently translated from. Nature withheld Cassandra in the skies for more adornment a full 1,000 years. She took the cream of beauty, fairest dyes, and shaped and tinted her above all peers. Meanwhile, love kept her dearly with his wings, and underneath their shadow filled her eyes with such a richness that the cloudy kings of high Olympus uttered slavish sighs. When from the heavens I saw her first descend, my heart, I should put a little pause there, huh? When such a richness that the cloudy skies of high Olympus uttered lavish sighs. When from the heavens I saw her first descend, my heart took fire, and only burning pains, they were my pleasures. They my life's sad end. Love poured her beauty into my warm veins. I really don't know what this is. I think the problem is I don't know the context of the poem. I know that Pierre Rosnard wrote a verse similar to Keats, but I tried to track it down, but I couldn't find the word etymology of this poem. Is that the right word? The background, the provenance, or how I don't know where these words are coming from. The background, the supporting infrastructure of events. Yeah, I can usually do that with Keats' poem. I can just do a little research, and I can figure out the circumstance around it, where he was and what was happening. Then he wrote something, and then it all makes sense mostly. But this one, no. Okay, today's poem is called "'Tis the Witching Time of Night," which you would think sounds like a very bewitching, Halloween-y type of a thing. Yet I read it through once. It's a little bit long. I must confess I didn't completely understand it. I'm not on my A game this morning. I'm feeling a little bit off this morning, so maybe that's it. There was one word here that I needed to look up, which is swathe. I just couldn't remember. I'd heard it. I'd encountered it before, but it means it's both a noun and a verb. If it's a noun, it's kind of like a bandage. If it's a verb, it's kind of an action to the action of wrapping or to cover or envelop something. Here, let's give it a read. 'Tis the witching time of night, orbed in. It's tricky because with Keats so often the first line is the title, so it sounds like you're saying it twice. So I'll just do that. 'Tis the witching time of night. 'Tis the witching time of night, orbed is the moon and bright, and the stars they glisten, seeming with bright eyes to listen. For what listen they? For a song and for a charm. See, they glisten in alarm, and the moon is waxing warm to hear what I shall say. Moon, keep wide thy golden ears, hearken stars, and hearken spheres. The stars and the planets, the spheres would be the planets. Hearken, thou eternal sky. Okay, I get it now. This is not the whole poem. I'm just going to stop. This is the study session. Tomorrow will be the full read. So he's talking outside. He's just talking to the stars, or he's preparing to say something. And the stars and the sky and the night are his audience, and the moon and the planets. Moon, Keep wide thy golden ears. Hearken, stars, and hearken spheres. Hearken, thou eternal sky. I sing an infant's lullaby, a pretty lullaby. Listen, 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 glisten, 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 and hear my lullaby. Though the rushes that will make its cradle still are in the lake, though the linen then that will be its swathe is on the cotton tree, though the woolen that will keep it warm is on the silky sheep. Listen, stars, light, listen, listen, glisten, 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 and hear my lullaby. So he's describing the stuff that will then support and carry what sounds like a baby. Child, I see thee. Child, I found thee, midst of the quiet all around thee. Child, I see thee. Child, I spy thee, and thy mother sweet is nigh thee. Child, I know thee. Child, no more, but a poet evermore. See, see, the lyre, in a flame of fire, upon the little cradle's top, flaring, 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 past the eyesight's bearing. Awake it from its sleep, and see if it can keep its eyes upon the blaze. Amaze, amaze, it stares, it stares, it stares, it dares what no one dares. It lifts its little hand into the flame, unharmed and on the strings, paddles a little tune and sings with dumb endeavor sweetly. Bard art thou completely, little child, O the western wild. Bard art thou completely, sweetly with dumb endeavor, a poet now or never. Little child, O the western wild, a poet now or never. I really don't completely get this one. I'll maybe study a little bit of it. But who's he talking about? Who's the poet he's talking about? Is it himself? Not sure. Okay. Last night and yesterday. Slept all right last night. It was a little tossy-turny last night. Maybe it was because it was a warm night. I'm not sure. Yesterday was a good solid day of work. Nothing to note on yesterday. That's it. Good solid swimming. But I am tired. I need something to boost me up. A good oatmeal breakfast. What else? Then the good life. My 7 objectives are to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize true limits and true opportunity, and to do one thing at a time, and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. Lifeguard. That's one job I think that the AI is going to have a tough one to replace. I don't know, my mind was drifting off to the mermaid lifeguard just a moment ago. I was wondering, I'm expecting an email from her to let me know if I can use the photo I took of her in the blog post, and I was multitasking. So funny, I was multitasking in my mind as I was telling myself not to multitask. Like I said, I'm not on my A game this morning. This is definitely my B- game. 34 principles. War, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride, maturity, social principle, principle of family, public speaking, temperance, life will not go well, the horror show, that which must be born, the feast of Offal, the best seat in the house, the restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, the risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation, complete oblivion, the season of philosophy, the bullseye aim, the uphill climb, script writing, arena and utility, nothing is enough, and the principle of fun. I almost missed script writing, didn't I? Okay, as for today, it's another day of work. Just gonna plug at it. But like I said, I'm not feeling good. See how I feel throughout the day. I'm just not as good as I should. What if this is what it's like when old age comes to rob my well-being? And then you just don't want to do anything. You better get it done soon. Okay, my story, life story. I'm at that transition point between phases. Career's about to come to an end. Gonna have a 6-month road adventure and then off to Japan. It's gonna be interesting. Then last thing is, am I ready for death? Yes. My life's work. My affairs are in order. My relationships are sound, and my life work is complete. I'm ready to die. Oh, I hope it ain't today. Got things I still would like to do, even though all the necessary stuff is done. That's it. I'm done. I'm going to sign off for now. I wish you all the best. Now that my life is done, if not finished. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.